Okay, so welcome to the next class of text animation presets. We're going to talk more on how to animate texts in two ways, and I'm going to talk about it either in presets and also manually. So animating type with presets and animating type manually. So let's jump right in. So for example, there's this text over here of my favorite capital city in my favorite country. So London calling is just a sample text that you're going to use. So on the presets and effects upper on the right side, we can toggle down, and we're going to maybe choose one, and you're going to toggle maybe the first one, and you're going to see the various text presets that are here for the 3D animate in, animate out. So that's what you can play around with. You can use that to perfect your text animations. So that is without manually doing it. So besides that, we can also animate text manually in After Effects, and you're going to choose whether to use presets or or maybe or manually, so on the project panel to the left, you're going to see some folders that are here. We're going to jump right in afterwards about the presets and the process or how to do it, but let me just show you a few examples here on the left Apoco project panel. We're going to show you some examples of animation and animating text animation text. So make sure the time indicator, this one hapa chini on the timeline panel, imerudi back to the start of the timeline, and you can see you can play. Click the spacebar to play that nice fade in animation, and you can see I think it's 4 seconds, and you can adjust the keyframes, or so you can always move the keyframe, the first keyframe inwards to make it faster, or to make the animation faster. So you can click the space bar to stop the preview like that, and then you're going to move that keyframe there hapo kwa timeline panel chini, it's highlighted in blue, inwards. And if I drag it out, like I take it back, you will realize that the effect is taking place at a slower rate. So we can look at the next example hapo project panel. We move to the second one, then I make sure the time indicator is at the start, and then I can play. Click the space bar, then the typewriter effect is going to play. So that's the typewriter effect that you can use. So next on the project panel, you're going to click the next one, the third one, the third effect that example that you're going to check how it does. So this one is a fade out, and it's a slow one, and you can see it's a fade out, but it's a slow one. The effect is applied with 2 keyframes, as you can see. So the fourth one, you're going to go to the next one. We're going to move to the next animation effect, and this one is a ripple effect. So you're going to see how, okay, you see on the timeline panel hapa chini, you're going to see okay, this is a ripple effect. So you're going to see hapa chini on the timeline panel if 2 keyframes has been applied, the first one and the one towards the end. So next one, the next effect we're going to move to the next one is the hue. So it's going to change the colors, and as you can see, so with the 2 keyframes for this sequence. So lastly, on the project panel on the left, we're going to move to the last one here. The last one, we're going to click on the last effect, which is a jiggy effect, and you're going to see. So let's do one example. Let's start from afresh. This is a blank canvas in a composition layer. We are animating text with using presets. So let's go to the tools menu up there, and where there's this T symbol, and or also you can control T, hold control and T to start typing. So to type, there are 2 ways of typing. So you can just click once and type maybe an example of maybe my favorite city, which is city of London. And another option is you hold and click while dragging to form a rectangle shape, to form a rectangle, not a shape, to form a rectangle enclosure where you can put the paragraphs if there are many text you want to animate. So for example, you can just type animation or something like that. Type animation. So to deselect it, you're going to either in the tools menu pale, you're going to click or de-highlight that selection tool, or click off away from that in the timeline panel. So to move it around, you can click on the selection tool pale juu kwa tools panel again, and you can move it around like that. And you can also edit as well. You can edit the content of that and change. So but I want you to take in interest on the right side of the, well, sometimes it might not be there on the right side. So you can sometimes you can go to the Windows panel hapo juu to make sure there's a tick, or it's checked. So back to the right side, here you can change your settings. So I'm going to set the font to lemon milk. I'm going to highlight here, change the font to lemon milk, and change the size to 160. And then you can change the colors as you want. You can do different things to it. You can change them, and we can click the type animation to, and make sure the selection tool is highlighted to move around. Then the next one is the paragraph panel. You can toggle it down, and you can see the different different alignment of paragraphs, the types of alignment. So back like earlier we did, go to the presets. So go to the presets and effects section, and you can go to select the text, maybe toggle down the text, and you can select the maybe we can just try one, or we can try the different effects or presets here that you find in your effects and presets sector. So if we come up to the top right of effects and presets, here on this menu we can click that to change or to go to browse the presets. Once you click that, you're going to get this drop down menu or a dialog box, but now we're going to install Adobe Bridge in order for you to access these creative presets. Adobe Bridge, yeah. However, if you don't have Adobe Bridge, there's no problem. It's not going to stop you from applying the presets. You can install it as an advantage. Then we're going to go to that folder that is named as text, and because each folder has other folders within it as well, so you're going to click the second folder again, and then you're going to access the presets now, and you can select whichever you want from there. So back to After Effects, so back to After Effects, after you've chosen and click that one, you're going to go and select random app as a preset or as a effect, and I'm going to make sure my time indicator has gone back to the start of the timeline, and click and drag this preset or effect into the timeline layer. Upon release, the type is going to disappear. So I'll press U with the layer selected. This will reveal two keyframes applied to my layer settings here on the left. So I'll press spacebar to activate the preview, and you'll see the text animation taking place. So this is the animate in, because you're starting the animation, and that's why it disappeared. So I'll press the spacebar to stop again, and you realize the animation is over 2 seconds. So if you want to change the duration, I'm going to click on the last keyframe and drag it, hit this one, the one highlighted in blue, and drag it along the timeline panel to make it slower, and you will see to increase the duration. So again, click the spacebar to stop the preview, and then you can click Ctrl Z or Command Z to hold command to undo the preset. And then you're going to again do the same process. Go to the right side of the effects, select another folder, and do the same. Select another preset and apply it. So you're going to drag it again. Go and select, and you're going to drag it into the timeline here. Then you'll see the effects. So I'll press U to see the keyframes applied to the layer, and you can notice a few keyframes has been applied to the settings of the presets, and you can see the animation now taking place. So again, I'm going to click the spacebar to stop the preview mode. So if I want to alter the duration, maybe reduce the duration, make it faster, I'm going to highlight the keyframes, the last keyframes as a whole, then drag them back, so it's going to be faster. So that's how easy it is to apply presets to type or to text in After Effects, and you can play around with that, do different effects, do different under different timelines, highlight and drag back the keyframes to increase the duration. Basically, you can do that to motion graphic to yeah to motion graphics or advertisements, and you can do several texts. Yeah. And if you want to apply the simple animation effects, you can I'm going to show you maybe an example. I'm going to open another folder, a simple folder of to apply of how we can apply. So I'm going to click this one to open this folder. I'm going to click the spacebar to realize these simple animations. So just fade and rise, simple fade, and fade and slide. These are just simple animations that you can use maybe for text animations that you want to be simple, using the same some of the same techniques I had illustrated earlier in the course. So now the second one I had promised to teach you is the animating type manually. So I'm going to click on my second folder here, and my favorite city, animating type manually. So that's what I'm going to teach you. So to do this, I'm going to highlight the layer or select the layer hapa chini kwa timeline panel, then press P to reveal the properties or the settings, and then click on the stopwatch icon to start my first keyframe here. As you can see, the time indicator, and then move along the time indicator, and again click the to create another. So there are two so far, and you can just move the time indicator back again to the start, holding shift and drag the keyframe to snap the time frame at the start. So with the text highlighted, I'm going to press the down arrow on the keyboard and hold shift while pressing arrow keys. Again, the time indicator at the start of the timeline. Click the spacebar to activate my preview, and you can see it moves upwards. So I'll click the spacebar again to stop, then I'll take the spacebar back to the start. I want to so I'm going to snap again. So hold shift while dragging, and then I'm going to press T to reveal opacity. Then I'm going to click the icon for stopwatch to create the first keyframe. Then you're going to drag it back to 0. So we're going to change the opacity over time. So we're going to vary opacity over time. So again, we're going to vary and increase the opacity level in the last keyframe. So as you can see, it's going to increase the opacity as when you click the spacebar, it's going to increase the opacity as it rises. So two effects that we have applied manually. Okay, so again, you're going to scroll across and select easy ease out. So and move to the last keyframe and click and scroll down and move to easy ease in. Then make sure the time indicator, we take it back to here, we take it back to the start. Press space bar to activate the preview, and you can see this nice smooth effect applied to the sequence. So it's just simple animation, and you can change the direction of the animation. So if you instead of animating from the bottom upwards, you can animate it from the right to the left. So you're going to take back the time indicator and snap, hold shift while dragging to snap the time indicator. Then you can notice that there's this details that you're going to use now to guide us to direct it using the arrows of the keyboard to take that to the right side. So you're going to hold shift while pressing the arrow keys, maybe the right side, the right and upward arrow keys, and ensure it is in a horizontal straight line. And then when you preview, you realize it's animating from the right towards the left, and you can do that now too. And maybe you can do that, you can do several effects manually like that, and you can reduce the time of animation, which is going to increase the speed of that animation, and you can now apply that manual animations like that for different types or different text that you've put in your composition panel. So adios.